Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Xenosaga Episode 2. Last time, Shion made the bold decision to go steal from the country she works for. And this is our attempt at doing that. Let's go kill some of the automated robots and find no people whatsoever in this entire place. And I guess that's a slight spoiler, but yeah, there's actually no people here, which is kind of weird. Anyway, the point here is we want to blow up some stuff. Now, I've already shown off these guys, unless they happen to have the one new enemy that's left. And of course they don't. But I did want to kind of go over this a little bit more. As I said last time, the enemies here are relatively easy, and they're really kind of spec toward Shion being able to actually kill them. Now, if you kill the one on the left there, then that's it, and he doesn't get revived. If you kill the one on the right here, he will get revived one time by the guy on the left there. And take you down. Should be able to do it pretty easily. Now, this is in complete contrast to the rest of the game as far as battles go. For whatever reason, they thought it was a good idea to make all of the other battles in the game really difficult by comparison, and these ones really straightforward. Though admittedly, there's not much strategy and difficulty you can have to a battle this early in the game when you have only one character. I just wish they had taken the idea and gone a little more forward with it and made most of the battles a little easier, even if it doesn't mean you have, so you don't have to stalk every time you do anything. And just, anyway, I just think it would have been a lot easier. Now, unfortunately, because you only have one character and there tends to be a limited number of people in any encounter you're in here, you are going to find it rather difficult to get the skill bonus slot as you're killing Blow all the time, because for whatever reason, the game doesn't seem to want you to be able to get that. So I'm going to just basically do a little bit of stalking as I go through there. You tend to have enough speed so that you do get a second turn every once in a while, but I wouldn't do that
let's go.
all the time. You do tend to get kind of annoyed at stalking around and waiting for it. The other thing I wanted to note about these battles is, unlike regular normal encounters, you actually get class points from these battles. As you can see there, we actually gain some class points. Now, that is the case for all of the enemies in here. This makes it a very useful area to grind. Just like in episode 1 where Shion was the only character to get a solo dungeon, she again gets this solo dungeon as well. And you actually get some pretty effective grinding locations, or well, one effective grinding location later on in this dungeon. And it's actually surprisingly effective if you just want to level up a little bit, or you just want to learn a skill, or if you're like me and you want to do about an hour to an hour and a half of grinding so that you can do a certain quest a little later on in the game and have it take maybe an hour or two as opposed to taking about 8 hours. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that. And I'll, of course, do all that grinding off screen. You won't have to watch me dick around. But there is a specific room in this area that's really a lot more useful than all of the other ones. So I will show that off when we get there. And yeah, so anyway, if you attack this door enough, it will blow up. And in here, we get a decoder. Nice. We don't have that door yet, but that's more than fine. Anyway, you may have noticed over here as we blew some of these up, there is a ladder here. You do want, well, hell, I think you have to come up here in order to proceed, but anyway, let's get rid of the plot moving forward in the dungeon part of this, and let's talk to this one. This one leads to a very short little scene here. We shouldn't touch it. We should touch it. I'm not sure why they even give you the option there, since you have to do this to proceed, and there's no downside as far as I'm aware. Other than, of course, she blows things up. But it reveals a door which we need to go into in order to proceed. Now, this one is a bit of a pain in the ass. So set it up here, and then once that box is about there, you press the button. Now, you'll have to do it again. And if you do this enough times, might have been a little late. No, I got it. If you do this enough times, you'll get the lucky one. And there we go, the important one. That one pops out an item, and that is an important item. Just like half the items in this game, because you're either getting secret keys, which unlock your skills, or you get decoders, which open segment address doors, which often contain secret keys, and secret keys are your only way of getting, you know, the good skills that we don't have access to yet. So yeah, definitely useful. Now, where did that thing blow up to? I saw it there. Where did it go? Ah, there it is. Secret key 7. Now, I believe... Now, in order to find all your secret keys, you go into key items, you press the back button, which sends you to the bottom of the list, then you go up, and then it'll show you all the secret keys you have. This is Junk Beam, which is useless. We already have that. Anyway, so yeah, most of the... Well, actually, I think there's 1 or maybe even 2 in this area that are actually rather useful. Anyway, I'm going to get attacked by these guys, so I'm going to take care of these 2 guys, and I'll see you in a moment. Okay, all taken care of. Now, this is the door we had access to before. Let's just pop in here real quick, because I would like to show something off. Now, we can go in all these doors, but I will do that in a bit. There is one here that is locked, door H. And all the other ones are unlocked. They contain items and enemies, and the one over across from this one contains the segment address door. We will get those in due time, but first, let's make our way through most of the rest of the area. This is the door that we unlocked by shooting the gun all over the place. This one will lead us here. Now we can blow this up, which kills that bridge, but it allows us to get up there, and I think that's the only way we can get up there for the moment. I could be mistaken, but yeah, we get an ether pack. I don't think there's anything in that one. No. So anyway, be more enemies to take care of, and after that battle, we want to head down first, get us a little item here. Biosphere, not bad. And we need to head forward here. Now, there's a puzzle in the upcoming room, which isn't all that difficult, but it's kind of annoying. So anyway, first things first. As you can see, there are a lot of these. You go head down the ladder here. I'm going to do this off screen, but you have to blow up most of them so that you can get access to a segment address door in behind there. So I'm just going to blow them all up, and I'll see you in a moment. All right. To satisfy everyone's OCD and my own, I destroyed all of them. There are no items in them, so it really doesn't matter, but let's go back here and collect this. Segment address number 1. This one does lead to good treasure. Secret key number 8. I believe that is Boost 1, if I'm not mistaken. It's either that or it's Stock 1. I know you got both of them in here, or at least relatively shortly after here. Let's check out skills. Should be in class H. Yes, Boost 1. Increases boost count by 1. Not as useful right now, but there is one battle, well, a few battles later on when you spend a lot of time stalking instead of fighting the enemy and you're trying to turtle up a little bit. You're actually going to want this so that you can boost to execute heals and whatever else. And of course, I got locked back in. So let's turn on fast forward here. I'm not going to do a lot of them here, just enough to get out. Now, if we talk to this thing, we can reset the blocks. So, in order to make our way through here, I'm going to flip a page here because I actually have a diagram set up here. Starting on the left side here, you want to kill that middle one, and you want to hit 2 to the left. Just kind of wait for it. Make sure you're hitting the right ones, and you want to go 2 to the right. You got to do 1 up front, and we got to do 1 there, and we want to do 1, 1, and we want to do 2 up front here, and 1 to the side. and then one to the other side so that we have a path. We're trying to get from A to B right now. And over here we can blow up that one and that one. And I believe that's all we need to do from down here. The remainder of them we can access from up top here. I don't think we even need that one, but you pretty much can't screw yourself up once you get to this point, so don't worry too much. Just start spamming the button, kill everything, and we have now created a path we can get across. Don't worry, we'll probably never have to come into this room ever again, so it's not like... It might reset. I don't think it does. I think after you go through there, it stays. If I didn't mention it, all the enemies in here drop the same things, so there's not really a whole lot of point in stealing, since their common drop is scrap iron, which is just trash loot to sell, and their rare item is junk circuit, which again is just designed to sell. I know I've mentioned this in other LPs before, but I never understood the point of trash loot instead of just dropping money. Anyway, approach this console and we get a short little cutscene. Eventually.
There it is.
All right. But how are we gonna get on board? The security here isn't exactly easy to override.
Brute force.
That's a good method. I like that
Chief,
method.
Are you sure you want to do this? If we go any further, getting fired will be the least of our problems.
At least he has an intelligent thought.
Oh, be a man already.
But he's
we
not.
Can't turn back, Alan. We've come this far.
Actually, we
Now
probably
let's
aren't even
get
in trouble
moving.
at this point. We've killed their security, but
Oh,
they don't even know
man,
it's
this
us
is
unless they have
nuts.
security cameras. Which they may or may not have. Anyway, once you get there, we have access to this button. We had access to this button on the bottom too, I believe. I'm not sure if it would work until we've come up here, though. I may be wrong. You may be able to do this from the start. But basically, I'm going to throw on fast forward here, because all I'm doing is coming down here to hit the save point, and I'm going to go right back up. There we go. Ah, the conveyor belt room. Can't blow up any of those boxes. You want to go forward on this and hug to the left, and then once you get to about here, you just want to hold backward, and I'm going to turn on fast forward while I wait for that box to get back around on the conveyor belt, because you want to knock that off. And you need to be kind of in between here in order to do that. So the first one's there. Then you want to head over to the left, or sorry, to the right, and you want to get over to this one, but you don't want to go too far, and of course that one shoots you right in. Now, can I get it? Can I get it? No, I missed it again. For whatever reason, I always seem to miss that one. It hates me, and it always decides, no, you don't get to hit that one. It doesn't seem to matter how well I time anything. That one always seems to miss, and I always have to redo the whole sequence, which you really shouldn't have to do. See, having boost at this point in the game really doesn't help Shion since she's by herself. Once we get a skill later on in the game, it would actually be a lot more useful here, but of course we don't have any solo dungeons by the time we get that skill, so it's kind of a moot point. Now, can I kill... I can't kill it. Oh well. I was hoping to get extra skill bonus points, but I'll have plenty of time to get that a little later. Yeah, basically, these battles are actually pretty much the speed I think they should be. And, of course, now it's going to take me forever to sync back around to get at least one of the enemies in this fight on the skill bonus level, which is kind of annoying. I don't know why. A lot of the battles in here seem to be designed in a way so that you can't get your bonus. It just seems to be the way they do the battle. It's kind of weird.
Come on, let's go.
Oh well. Anyway, I'll leave a couple of those fights in just because, you know, there would be another item in here, on another box on top of that box. Now, the first box we knocked off, as you can see, this is where we are. This is where we fall back in. The first box, I think, fell into this. Was it G? No. This room? It might be this room. I think it's this room. Yeah, Rejuvenator DX. There would have only been one box there ahead of time. Anyway, I'm going to head right back up there, just use the elevator by the save point there, and I'm actually going to knock that box off properly this time, and I will see you in a moment. Alright, take two at this here. Let's see if we can not get ourselves in a bad situation this time. There we go. This time I got it. Of course, now I'm going to have to come up here a third time, but first, let's clear out all the enemies. Alright, so I cleared off all the enemies down here off screen, and this is the one we just knocked down, containing 2 skill upgrade E's, which is definitely worth having to go back up there. Just so you know, the ones that contain enemies, we have I and E there, and we also have G and C. Those ones all contain enemies. H is still locked because we need to drop down a different one. I believe most of these are empty, if not all of them. All of them, of course. There's nothing in here, just an enemy. And what else here? D, where I was just in there, because I know exactly what I'm doing. And that one contains nothing. And that one contains nothing. Of course, they contain enemies normally. This one, we already got this one. This is the first item that we knocked down. And B over here contains 2 of these. Do I get an item? No, I do not. Okay. And last but not least, this one contains segment address 7, which we don't have the key for yet. We will get that shortly. Anyway, I will meet you back on top of the conveyor belt one more time. Alright, this time we want to go over to, I believe this is the third one. So you want to go in this one, and you want to fall straight over into the blue number 4 there, which will drop you down here. You can now open this door, which will now stay open. Now, this is the room that I wanted to mention before. The one that was really good for grinding, as you might be able to tell, since there are 4 enemies in here, I and E, and G and C, and it's a very short trip to head out here and force them to respawn. This is pretty much the best place in order to grind for points and levels. And I want to do both. As you can tell, like when Shion got here, I was like level 21, 22 maybe. I'm already level 28. It really doesn't take all that long to make it through here. And I really haven't done any amount, like I've done like a little tiny bit of grinding, like an extra 6 or 7 battles, but that was about it so far in this game. And this game can get rather difficult, which is why I would like to do my grinding now. Mainly because when you have a full party, your characters do not level up very fast. When you only have one, they level up really fast, and anytime you've had characters in your party at one point and then they disappear for a while, they will always rejoin re-leveled based on your current party member. In this case, Shion. So when I eventually regain my other party members, they will be very close to her level. And I also didn't do any grinding with her before, but just take a look at her skill points already. And I've fought like maybe 4 extra battles. That's just the normal battles you fight as you're going through here. So we get a lot of points, and there will be some very useful skills that we will need in order to do a certain boss a certain way to get certain items to fulfill a certain GS quest. And those of you who played this game and know the method I'm talking about probably are, you know, in complete agreement with me in that it's a lot easier to do than many of the other methods in order to get what we need for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to level grind probably till somewhere around 40. I know that seems like a huge amount, but it's not going to take that long. It'll probably take me an hour, maybe a little more, depending on how much I want to do. And I will check to make sure I have enough points to do the skills that I want to get for that boss fight, which is quite a ways down the line at this point. But anyway, that's pretty much all the time I have for today. Next time we'll be heading down here in order to, to proceed further with the this area. But for now, I have some grinding to do. So I'll see you guys next time.